Shalom, shalom, shalom. This Power Thumb of the Great Millstone Houston Camp back with another lesson to edify the elect of the nation of Israel. So before I begin, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Yahweh is whom the world ignorantly called God. Bahasham in the name, Yahweh Shah, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Bahasham in the name, Rachak Kodash, the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation unto the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and wherever else the Israelites are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. We are Israelites based off of the seed of our fathers. That's how everybody traced their lineage by the seed of their father, not their mother. All right, so we are the children of Israel through the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, on our father's side. Okay, and how we know that? Through the Holy Spirit. All right, through the understanding and the understanding of the truth of the scriptures. All right. So in this lesson, I want to deal with according to biblical prophecy, America will be hated of his allies, NATO and the EU. All right. So I went to Google. I typed in Trump, NATO. All right. So Trump, again, as he did in his presidency, now he's running for president again. Which our apostle Tohar has been saying through the Spirit that Trump is Nero. All right. And Nero burnt down Rome and blamed it on the Israelites. And that's what it's going to come down to. All right. We're going to be the fall guys. All right. As our apostles were during 9/11. You know, they tell a story from time to time of what went down. So I want to go down here and play these two videos, 142 and 203. All right, minutes. And get some precepts, Lord, when this lesson is edifying.
This morning, growing fallout after former President Trump said he would encourage Russia to attack NATO allies who failed to meet agreed-upon defense spending goals.
No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
Trump doubling down on social media. NATO has to equalize, and now. NATO countries do not pay set dues to the alliance and do not owe the U.S. money, but they do commit to spending a certain amount on national defense, and most of them have not reached that goal. The White House underscoring NATO's importance to national and European security. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff telling NBC Trump's threat also puts U.S. credibility at stake.
We have an alliance, and we have a strong alliance. I think we have a responsibility to uphold those alliances.
Overseas, the reaction was swift. Poland's foreign minister responded by noting that Poland supported the U.S. in Afghanistan after 9/11, saying we didn't send the bills for that to Washington. Alliances also strengthened the United States.
I think this is exactly what Putin loves to hear. Our strength is our unity, and if we're not united, that makes us weaker.
Some Republicans are pushing back on Trump's comments, but his supporters are standing firmly behind him.
If you're not going to defend your own country, why should our taxpayers defend it for them?
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham going one step further, now suggesting U.S. funding for Ukraine and Israel should be considered alone. This morning, senators greenlit more aid for those countries with the help of some Republicans, despite opposition from Trump. Trump's Republican rival Nikki Haley also blasted his comments, warning the last thing they should do is side with Putin. But as Trump gets closer to becoming the GOP presidential nominee, his grip and influence on the party appears to grow stronger. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
All right. Salakia. So, for a quick recap, Trump, Donald, all right, popping off at the mouth again and being proud. He's like the epitome of what an Edomite is. Proud, arrogant prick. all right, and he pushed that nationalism on the people and make America great again, and he rallies the people to be all patriotic and invigorated to defend their country. He'll be a good military recruiter because they need help. All right, since he's the chief commander-in-chief of the U.S. military, supposedly. Well, he was. All right, he's running for it again as the presidency, and he said, "Look, the allies, NATO, they're not meeting their requirements. They're not meeting the agreement of spending as a whole of NATO countries for the military defense." All right, and he said, "Look, we ain't gonna protect you, and Russia come through. We gonna let them. We gonna sit back and we gonna watch them." Well, and what kind of that's very, it's not smart. It's arrogant, And I'm gonna play this next video. This NATO chief, okay, gives remarks on Trump's or comments.
This or that, this or that.
"18 allies to spend 2% of their GDP on defense. That is another record number. In 2024, NATO allies in Europe will invest a combined total of $380 billion in defense. For the first time, this amounts to 2% of their combined GDP. So we are making real progress. NATO has been able to prevent a military attack against any NATO ally for 75 years. And we have done that because it has been absolutely clearly communicated from all NATO allies at any time that we are there to protect all allies. The whole idea of NATO is that an attack on one ally will trigger the response from the whole alliance. And as long as we stand behind that message together, we prevent any military attack on any ally. So the purpose of NATO is to prevent war, is to preserve peace, is to prevent an attack on NATO allies. And we have done so successfully for decades because our deterrence is credible. So any suggestion that we are not standing up for each other, that we are not going to protect each other, that does undermine the security of all of us, increasing the risks. And therefore it is so important that we, both in actions but also in words, communicate clearly that we stand by NATO's commitment to protect and defend all allies.
Trump, see this NATO chief criticizes Trump remarks about not defending allies. So let's go into the scriptures. Ultimately, what's going to happen is the NATO and the EU is going to turn its back on America. All right. So let's get that in biblical prophecy. This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse. I started. Let's see. This is Revelation 17 and 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth. All right. So you had the beast, which in the book of Daniel was the fourth beast. That's the 7th chapter in Daniel. Is Rome. All right. It says, in the beast that was, Rome, and is not, even he is of the 8th. All right. Talking about America. and is of the seven, which comes out of the seven, which the seven are seven Edomite empires. All right, you had the Rome, you had Greek, Rome, Germanium Major, Germanium Minor, French, Spanish, and then the British. All right, so America come out of that union, and it says, and go into perdition. Perdition is destruction. So the ultimate judgment for these Edomites in his power structure on earth is perdition. In the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. All right, so you had these 10 kings, right? These 10 kings represents the EU, all right, which are also allies with America, all right, the EU nations, and they receive power as kings under America, okay, because it receives protection, all right, military protection, financial protection, and things of that nature, all right. America is the big dog, all right, and it says these have one mind. That meaning they agree, all right. They make contracts, agreements with each other, deals, all right, as we just seen the deal with the military, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. So they're going to give their power and strength unto the revived Roman Empire, which is America and its allies, the alliance that America has with NATO and the EU. NATO is America is a part of NATO, all right? And it says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. So these is NATO, the EU, will make war with the Lamb, which is Yahushua, and Yahushua is coming with the angels, all right, on so-called UFOs, chariots of Israel. And the Lamb shall overcome them. So Yahushua and the angels are going to get the victory. They're going to prevail, all right, over the NATO and the EU. It says, for he is Lord of lords. I mean, he rule over rulers. This is Yahushua. He is King of kings. I mean, he's king amongst kings. All right, in these different nations, okay, with its leaders, government leaders of these different countries, they're counted as kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. That's the elect of the nation of Israel, those that will be delivered when Yahushua comes to reclaim the throne, all right, to get the dominion on earth. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So America is the whore, all right? And the reason she is a whore because she is spiritually a whore, dealing with all these different idols, and she makes deals and agreements and take on the ways of these other heathen nations, okay? It says, and the whole ways are all amalgamated into one big pot of confusion, all right? To where it confuses the other nations that are in agreement with her. For instance, Kamala Harris, she went to, I believe it was Ghana, all right, and she threatened to take away the military support because they would not accept the LGBT agenda. Okay. And that's one way that she's a whore. She pushes her ways on the other nations in order for these other nations to get her benefits. It says, the waters which thou sawest, which the waters were in the first chapter of this first verse of this chapter, Salakia. All right, let me go read it. Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. So this chapter is going into the judgment of America, that in this America controls the other nations. All right. The heathen nations. That's why it says in verse 15, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth. When you go into this word sit in a blue letter, it goes into occupy, like a military operation. And that's why you see America with her military bases, all right, in all these different countries, because she's occupying these other countries. That's where she sit. She's controlling them. All right, through her military and through her policy. All right, it says, our peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, all right, the 10 horns, EU, that sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, okay, they shall hate America, and shall make her desolate and naked, all right, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So they eat her flesh and burn her with fire is going into shooting nuclear missiles upon America. They shall first is going to turn into hate because of what she does. Why would somebody hate you? Because they don't agree with what you do. These are your allies. Now you're telling your allies, if you get attacked, that you're not going to come to their aid like you agreed to. So you're breaching a contract. All right. Also, America is, the Nord Stream pipeline affecting its business in this country that these other EU nations have with Russia. All right. Messing up their energy sources. All right. Bragging and boasting. You already had the Brexit. All right. And that's the mother of America. And Britain is coming to a disdain for America as well. Let's get this. This is Obadiah 1, and let's see, I believe it is I'll start at verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom, because Esau, Edom, starting with the elite of the Edomites, which are the so-called white people. The Edomites are the so-called white people, but those that are in control are the elite, which are the banking families. All right. It says, we have heard a rumor from Yahweh, an ambassador, which we are the ambassadors, messengers, is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. So that's what the messengers are saying, that there's going to be a World War III. All right. So the heathen are saying, let's rise up against her. Who is her? Her is the whore. Okay. America. In battle. Okay. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. So Esau is being made insignificant. All right. America is being made insignificant on the world stage. All right, it ain't all the way there yet, but it's being made. It's being brought low, and we know the reason why, because the international bankers, they want to know NWO, a one world government. All right, that's why America is being invaded. They want inclusiveness. All right, everything to be integrated. Okay, just the state is in charge. The elite give their charges to the states, and all the states follow, like a corporation. All right, it says, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee. All right, that's going into Esau Edom, and the clues that point to Esau Edom are being a so-called white man. All right, let's see. Here we go. Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy, the confederacy is the allies. All right, let's look up this word confederacy. Copy and paste. This is etymology online, or etymon online. Confederacy, contract between two or more persons. All right, for mutual support or joint action, to unite by league. You see, you got the league, the NATO, the EU. All right, you got the UN. These are leagues. America is confederate. All right, with these other European countries. All the men of thy confederacy, NATO, the EU, have brought thee even to the border. Okay, the meaning, they have brought you to war. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. You see? And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread, see, get benefits from thee, have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Also, going into the other heathen nations as well, man. All right. See, they getting rich off of America because they sell its wares here. All right, but these other nations, they're going to take sides with Russia. The Most High is going to put that war mindset in Russia to push the goddamn button, the nuclear button. All right, to be in that spirit of war. All right, so let's see what they give me right here. Okay. You see, this is Jeremiah 49:14. Let's see, Obadiah. Yup, it said the same thing here in Jeremiah. Yup. Same thing about Babylon the Great. This talk about Babylon the Great whore, the beast. All right, it's all talking about America. All right. All right, this is gonna be the last one. Daniel 7, and let's see. Yep, Esau destroyed. Yep. Now, I'm looking for this precept. Just bear with me. About the fourth year. Okay, here we go. This is Daniel chapter 7, and let's go here. Daniel 7, and this is Daniel 7 and 7. And this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. This is the Roman Empire, all right? And it's going into the military, and it had great iron teeth, the military. It devoured and break in pieces, stuffed the residue with the feet of it. The military, okay? And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. And back then, Rome had 10 horns as well. All right, and this revised Roman Empire, this American Empire, is Rome all over again with 10 horns. All right, which you could type in GMS 10 horns, and then 10 vassal states of Rome. You had the Lombards, the Visigoths, the Burgundians. All right, so that's just 3 of the 10. All right, and it says, after this I saw the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast. Well, I already read that, verse 8. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. This little horn is different from the little horn in the 8th chapter. This little horn right here is America. Okay, the little horn in the 8th chapter is Antiochus Epiphanes. It says, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. That's the French, the Spanish, and the British, right? So it's going into the time of America. It says, the heck? It says, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. All right, so that's the pride of America. All right, that's the pride of America, because the Most High giving this Edomite wisdom to make this great country, and the country has became proud because of his wealth and his military, and now it's proud against his own allies. It says, behold, in this horn were the eyes like the eyes of men, going into the wisdom, these Edomites, and a mouth speaking great things, going into the pride, all right, of this American empire, and the people that rule it, to start with, first and foremost. All right, these Edomites against their own allies. All right, they have a mouth speaking great things. Okay, and that's Trump. That's what Trump did. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Chakfadash Brakatom Shalom.